Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into a, well, absolutely crucial question that literally every entrepreneur has to ask themselves about how they're really building their business. We're breaking down some seriously powerful insights from a recent session of the Hustlers 10-Minute-a-Day Challenge hosted by Markel. And let me tell you, this is going to completely flip how you look at the brands you follow, the mentors you trust, and really the entire foundation of your own online business. We're talking about the difference between building a fragile house of cards and building an empire that actually outlasts the trends. So let's just get right into it.
So during his live stream, Markel dropped this simple, but honestly super thought-provoking question. He asked his audience, are you more committed to the mascot or the product? I mean, really think about that for a second. When you buy into an opportunity, or hey, even when you're building your own brand, what exactly is your loyalty tied to? Are you there because the actual product delivers real, tangible results? Or are you kind of just there because you love the person selling it? It's a huge distinction, and it can literally make or break your long-term success.
Which brings us right to Section 1, the mascot versus the product.
To really grasp the weight of this question, let's look at how massive billion-dollar corporations handle brand loyalty compared to your everyday online marketer. Take Progressive Insurance. You know how they operate, right? They've got this interchangeable, almost Marvel-like cast of mascots: Flo, Jamie, Dr. Rick. A giant company like Progressive can swap out its spokespeople at the drop of a hat, because at the end of the day, people still need the core product. The insurance is essential. But if you look at the personality-driven affiliate marketing space, man, the dynamic is totally different. A lot of these businesses rely entirely on one single hero to drive every sale. And if that person leaves or gets burnt out, the whole operation is basically toast. Markel actually shared this really fascinating story from his own journey about a network marketing company that sold coffee. Their top salesperson, let's call him the hero, was just, wow, the absolute best in the world at what he did. He spoke everywhere, practically carried the company on his back, and built this massive, die-hard following with incredible momentum. But eventually they hit this crazy tipping point. The avatar became bigger than the company itself. People were way more committed to following this one individual person than actually consuming the product they were supposedly selling.
And here's the wild part. When that hero eventually left the company, everything shifted. They lost a massive amount of momentum almost overnight. But the coffee company actually survived. Why? Simply because they had a real, physical, consumable product that worked. People still drank the coffee. They still got that jolt of energy, they lost weight, they got real results. It provided undeniable value totally independent of the spokesperson. The product was doing the heavy lifting, not the hero.
All right, let's move into Section 2, the affiliate marketing trap.
This points right to a huge vulnerability for digital creators today, especially when you don't have a physical product anchoring everything. In the affiliate space, it's so easy to fall into this dangerous trap where the entire focus is on a charismatic guru. And because of that heavy reliance on personality, the actual digital products or software tools, they just become an afterthought. I mean, let's be real for a second. How many of us have bought some expensive digital course just because we vibed with the person selling it, only to let it gather digital dust on our hard drives never to be opened? It happens all the time. People buy the vibe but never use the product. If your audience is only showing up for you and not actually extracting value from the tools themselves, your business is standing on a fragile house of cards. The second the leader disappears, it vanishes into thin air.
So how do we fix this? That takes us to Section 3, become your own hero.
Because of this exact trap, Markel's biggest message is that you absolutely cannot rely on a mascot to save you. You need a real, actionable framework. Look, step 1, yes, definitely find coaches and mentors. But you're finding them to learn their evergreen skills, not to worship them, right? Step 2, take that information and actually apply it to your own unique ideas. And then, step 3, this is the big one, you walk away. You don't stay forever relying on them to motivate you every morning. Extract the value, empower yourself, and build your own story. You have got to be the hero of your own business.
To put this into perspective, Markel brought up an upcoming training by his business partner, Wayne Crow. It's all about the 2 specific moves that decide whether a community builder actually wins. And the point here isn't to just show up and cheer Wayne on as a hero. The goal is to literally learn the specific, duplicatable skills that real community builders use. Because think about it. When you know how to build your own highly engaged community, you gain real leverage. You transition from just being a consumer in someone else's audience to actually owning your own ecosystem.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, systems over personalities.
To truly be your own hero, motivation and charisma just aren't going to cut it. You need tangible assets doing the heavy lifting. Your business has to run on systems that deliver measurable value. Markel talks about things like the Hustleverse UGC blueprint, the OLSP system, using a solid CRM, automated email marketing, funnel builders, and one-click AI content generation. Now, these aren't just fancy buzzwords. These are the actual tools that get real results. They're what let everyday people track their spending, automatically follow up with leads, and, actually close sales while they sleep. Take the Hustleverse UGC blueprint that Marco created, for example. It's not just going to throw you into the deep end and say, good luck pitching companies. It's way more than some basic one-page PDF. It actually gives you the step-by-step foundation to build an AI influencer totally from scratch. It teaches you how to build up the unshakable confidence, the right skills, and the consistency you need to lock in real, lucrative brand deals for the long haul. It's all about empowering yourself with skills that literally no one can take away from you. And just think about the sheer difference in energy here. Relying entirely on yourself, that means facing overwhelming, time-consuming content creation day after day. The kind of boring, repetitive stuff that just completely drains your soul and burns you out. But when you utilize tools within systems like OLSP, it completely flips the script. You can literally click one button and instantly generate highly targeted content. Whether you need a YouTube description, a catchy Facebook post, a viral TikTok script, or even an SMS text, the system does the work for you. It frees you up to be the visionary and focus on community empowerment.
Now, to wrap our heads around the timing of all this, let's look at Section 5, the AI TV analogy.
To really leverage these systems and become the hero of your story, you've got to understand exactly where we are in the technology timeline right now. Markel makes this awesome comparison between today's AI and the evolution of the television. Right now, even though AI video looks incredibly high-def and mind-blowing to us, fundamentally, we're still in the black and white TV stage. We are literally just at the foundation. Next comes the color TV phase, where mainstream adoption explodes. And eventually, we'll hit the flat screen era. Markel warns that if you wait for that flat screen era to finally get started, the learning gap is going to be way too massive. You just won't be able to catch up.
So, the absolute most crucial takeaway from this explainer is that you have to take action today. You've got to start working with what we have right now to build that foundation. Get comfortable with AI content creation today. That way, when the next massive wave of evolution hits, you're just adapting and building from a place of power, rather than trying to start from zero and getting totally left behind.
Markel mentioned he'd way rather be out enjoying the sunny weather than stuck inside doing boring, repetitive tasks. And honestly, same. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to spark your curiosity. Are you going to spend your time doing uninspiring work just to prop up a mascot? Or are you ready to take consistent action, master these incredible AI systems, and finally become the hero of your own vacation-proof business? The tools are all right here. The community is waiting. The choice is yours. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep building.
They keep telling you, stay motivated. Watch this. Listen to that. Get inspired. But what happens when the video ends? When the music fades? When nobody's clapping, watching, or waiting for you to win? What moves you then? I used to run on borrowed energy, quotes, speeches, people hyping me, yeah. Felt unstoppable for a moment, then I'd crash, like it was never in me. That's the problem with external fuel. It burn quick, don't last, don't rule. You dependent on a source outside, so when it disappears, so do you. I was chasing feelings, not building fire, waiting to feel ready instead of climbing higher. But readiness ain't a mood you catch, it's a discipline you wire. So I had to ask myself something different. If nobody ever told me keep going, would I answer that honestly? I realize purpose don't scream, it whispers. It ain't in the crowd, it's found in the mirror. It ain't an applause or validation checks. It's in what you do when there's nothing to flex. Yeah. Motivation temporary, purpose permanent. One phase away, the other's inherent. You don't wake up feeling it every day, but purpose don't care how you feel anyway. It moves through you even when you're tired, even when life feel misaligned and wired. It's that quiet push you can't explain. I say do it again through the doubt and pain. So I stopped asking how do I feel and started asking what's real, what's mine to build, what's mine to create. That's when I found something stronger than fate. I don't need a reason. I am the reason. I am the reason. I don't need the feeling. I don't need the feeling. I move with meaning. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more chasing. No more chasing. Internal driver. That's what's leading. Yeah. Now I move like it's already decided. No hesitation, no need to be guided. I built a system inside of my soul that don't break down when I'm losing control. External noise don't shake my direction. I learned to operate without the connection. Not disconnected but self-sustained. Energy internal, never drained. I don't need hype, I don't need cheers. I done built this through blood, sweat, tears. Every rep carved into my frame. Now discipline calling me by name. This is what it look like when purpose drive. You ain't just working, you feel alive. Even in struggle there's something deeper. You not just moving, you moving with meaning. Listen close. Purpose don't shout, it pulls. It don't beg, it demands. And once you feel it, you can't go back. There's gonna be days you don't feel like it. Do it anyway. There's gonna be days you question everything. Keep going anyway. Because the ones who make it ain't the most motivated. They the most committed to something deeper than motivation. I don't need a reason. Don't need a reason. I am the reason. Am the reason. I don't need the feeling. Don't need the feeling. I move with meaning. Move with meaning. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more chasing. No more chasing. Internal driver. That's what's leading. When the world go quiet, when the noise disappear, when nobody's watching, that's when you find out if you really got it, or if you was just borrowing it. Borrowing it.
I finally figured out why creating content was taking me all day. I kept treating every post like it had to start with a brand new idea.
Then I found a tool that turns one idea into an entire week of content.
Now one video becomes captions, emails, reels, and posts without me rebuilding everything.
I'm posting more, spending less time creating, and finally getting my day back.
If content is taking over your life, it might be time to stop creating everything from scratch.
Comment UGC for the Hustleverse AI UGC Blueprint.
I give you food for action, don't choke on the truth. This lesson I prepared was made just for you. Feast up, I'll keep serving till the pot run dry. Got enough cooking to feed the whole country, no lie. Too many flavors, you know, I got what you like. Don't start beefing with me, you won't win this fight. If you come in peace, keep your teeth intact. I got a plan to get this cake, come grab a stack. Life could be sweet, if you listen, you'll see. Food for action on a platter, served fresh by me. I'm serving knowledge on plates, got the recipe down. A blend of hustle and wisdom, that's my sound. I'm feeding the masses, no crumbs, full course. But if you bring nothing reserved for those ready.
Okay, family, we are live. We are live. And once again, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Hustlers 10-Minute a Day Challenge. Today is Strong 57, day 3, and we are right at 16 minutes into today's challenge. So today is another great, amazing, inspirational, motivational day. And the sun is maintaining and it's shining bright outside. So maybe we might have a couple of days of, a break from the rain. That rain was going on for a few days, and now it seemed like we might get a little break. So let's start by peeling the curtain back and first and foremost appreciating what we have, right? So a lot of people didn't make it to see today. And over the past couple of days, I've been seeing a lot of, posts and things in the news. Uh, People have just been, they've been seeing their last days. Political figures, nutritionists, people that have actually been into health and wellness. I'm seeing them, seeing their last days at early ages. One individual was in his early 30s, either 32 or 33. He was known for his health and wellness and fitness and stuff like that. And boom, last days. So you just never know when it could happen. And sometimes, no matter what it is that you're doing, you could be doing the best thing or thinking that you're doing the best thing possible for yourself. And, you know, things still don't go the way that you want it to go, you know? So you have to be aware of that and you have to take advantage of what you have. So if you're here with me right now, today, just know that you only have today. Today, in the current moment, is all that you have. You need to take advantage of it. So we know what today is. Today is Decision Day Wednesday. And I'm not going to keep you guys too long. And that's a personal decision. And it's also a business decision because I have something coming up right after this live where I'll be meeting with some of my business partners to go over some projects that we are working on, that we are building outside of the Hustleverse. Because the Hustleverse, for me, is the hub. It's the, foundational principle. It's what, fuels me on a daily basis. It's what inspires and motivates me so that I have the fuel to continue doing what it is that I'm doing online and offline, in the Hustleverse and outside of the Hustleverse. And that's what I want it to be for you. I want it to be something that once when the live is over, you continue to take with you. That's why I love the fact that we provide you with something unlike anywhere else. Our most valuable document in all of online marketing is based off of a blueprint that shows you how to create music. And this music, it doesn't just appear online. It's not something that you have to attend a live training, a live webinar for just in order to get access to it. This music is something that you can download, you can listen to while you're in your car driving to wherever it is you're going. Whether you're on your way to work, you can, listen to it on a drive, or depending on what type of job you have, once when you get there, you can plug in a headset or whatever, earplugs, and you can still listen to that music, stay inspired and motivated. Or if you're going to the gym and you're working out, you can listen to that music while you're working out, and that might help your workout. That might help you actually achieve better results because you stick and stay longer because you're motivated and inspired by the music itself. So what we do here is multi-purpose. Unlike most other places, Only thing that they provide to you is something that only works or only has value in the time that you are actually there online. And some opportunities, some things, depending on how you look at it, you might not even understand that, the value that it does provide just online, that you can apply it everywhere else in your life. So that's one thing that you need to be aware of. You need to be attaching yourself to opportunities, communities, and things that fuel you for your entire life, for that particular journey, whatever the journey is that you're going on in your life. You need that particular fuel. So, in that intro video, that intro training by my business partner, the AI, it mentioned a few things. And one in particular, it was funny. And I'm going to pull up, that new tab section. It mentioned one of my previous experiences in the early days of my journey, my online journey. It talked about the company that I was part of, which was a very popular company, and their main product was coffee. And they have some very, very good coffee. Coffee that, I guess you can consider it to be instant style coffee. And they even had a brewed coffee, but the instant style coffee was their flagship product. And even that instant style coffee, you wouldn't necessarily, consider it to be instant coffee because it tasted better than a lot of the brewed coffee out there in the market. So that's why it was so popular. The product itself had so many values, was so valuable, and had so many different properties that was attached to it that it became something that kind of swept the country, and it expanded around the world into multiple countries. But it also, as it stated, it involved, you know, it it involved a situation where you had a mascot, so to speak, as was referred to in the training video, and you had them being the hero of the story. When, it's good to have heroes, it's good to have coaches and mentors once again, but the product itself was the real valuable asset. And the funny thing about it is, when I opened up the new tab section this morning, and I'm glad that it didn't refresh because it was funny. I'm looking at the new tab section, and what does it mention? It mentions coffee. So this article right here talks about how coffee found to have startling effect on aging, says new study. Now, this right here isn't something new to me in particular. I think I've heard of this, you know, over the course of, my time being online. And even back when I was part of that particular coffee company, they did mention different things, different benefits of coffee and things like that. But it says here, new studies are finding a startling effect on aging. So I wanted to actually look into that. I wanted to see what this was talking about. I didn't click on the article before, so we're going to just look at the key takeaways. And we want to take it and look at it from an educational standpoint because I want you to get into the habit of focusing on the product, not the particular individual. As we started to talk about yesterday in our live, are you more loyal or committed to the mascot or the product? And when you have particular products that actually have value, that are physical or even digital, but actually give results without the need for a mascot, then you have a product or service that's built for longevity. As long as the product is still being, you know, produced, as long as the digital product is still being hosted on a website, for example, and still being available for download or access, it can last forever. Now, if somehow the main file of that digital product it gets, you know, deleted and there's no backups, then poof, that product could be gone forever. Unless you've sold it to someone and you can contact that person and say, hey, make me a copy of that product, and then you can rehost it. So there's different things that can be done. But let's check out this coffee situation. So the key takeaways. First, health pathway. Compounds in coffee may activate NR4A1. I like when they come up with these little acronyms, because acronyms, you know, even in online business, in home-based business, you know, network marketing, affiliate marketing, having a specific name that stands out, it adds to that curiosity when it comes to a product. Or having a blueprint. When someone says my 4-step blueprint, or my, you know, um, 0 to 100 blueprint, things like that, titles matter. And certain things like this, little acronyms, it leaves a person thinking that this is something kind of special. This is something different. It's like a secret code. And now we need to unlock the code. So it says the NR4A1, a receptor involved in stress response, inflammation, metabolism, and tissue repair, potentially explaining coffee's link to healthier aging. So that right there, for a good amount of people, might be enough to get you to want to start drinking coffee if you're not already a coffee drinker, or it might get you to increase your coffee intake if these studies, you know, are really factual and that they make a significant difference. If coffee is making a significant difference, then I anticipate, you know, the purchases of coffee, you know, the all of the consumption of coffee might start to increase. More people might jump on this particular, you know, bandwagon. Next thing we have cellular effects. Coffee compounds like uh, caffeic acid reduced cellular damage and slowed cancer cell growth in lab models. Effects disappeared when NR4A1 was removed. Wow. So we have coffee being tied directly to a specific illness. Now, of course, we don't, you know, claim that anything treats or cures any particular conditions. You know, we're not doctors, so we don't make any type of health claims. But this right here is in response to some reports and studies that say that there's a cause and effect situation. That's the main important thing. There's a cause and there's an effect. If you eliminate something, so if the NR4A1 was removed, so effects disappeared when this particular element was removed, right? So that means that once when it was there, it helped in this particular case, right? It reduced the caffeic acid, which is looked at as being the cause of a particular condition, right? So cause and effect. So we can use our reasoning and our logic, which is something that I'm very big on. Using your logical thinking, not emotions, right? I tell you guys often, I told you in previous lives that emotions can get you in situations where your logic can't get you out of. And if you think about things emotionally too much and you focus on it too much, it's not really based on facts and studies and, things like that. It's based off of how you personally might feel about something. So I don't want you to get emotional. I want you to start thinking with logic. So we know, logically speaking, cause and effect is something that you should be focusing on. So in this case here, people with particular conditions might want to consider consuming more coffee. Now, I know when it comes to studies, there's deeper things that you need to look into. Not probably every brand of coffee, every type of coffee, not if you're adding, synthetic things, a lot of sweeteners and sugars and all kinds of extra stuff to the coffee. That might actually negate the positive effects, right? So of course you need to study more. But that makes you think, or that should make you think about your online business. See, this right here is just the free training aspect, the free information aspect of what, you can have access to if you decide that you want to dive deeper into the complete study. Now, the complete study could be the overall course, that deep dive information that provides you with more step-by-step instructions, letting you know exactly how many cups of coffee a day that you should be ingesting, what you should be taking away, and what other aspects that you need that would help contribute to the increased results of this. Because I'm pretty sure that, you know, when it comes to health, exercise, proper diets, all of those things are always factored in. So you need to know what else to factor in. And that's why people pay for research papers. People pay for extra trainings and courses because they want to know the real deep down specifics. So online marketers, think about that. So it says here, future research. Scientists are exploring synthetic compounds targeting NR4A1 to develop potential treatments for cancer and other diseases, though human effects are not yet proven. All right, so it's not yet proven. The human effects are not yet proven. But one key thing that you need to pay attention to is future research. So that means that the studies continue. The information that we have today isn't the same as the information that we had yesterday. Things always are improving. Things are changing. Things are, defining more of these, various type of compounds, more of these acronyms are coming out. Now, coffee has been around for decades, right? And it's had the same, compounds in it for all of this time. But now, just like with everything else, there's new things being discovered about old things that's been around. So that's where it becomes important for you to continue the learning process. That's why this right here is very valuable, where it says future research, which lets you know that there's going to be more studies, there's going to be more research. And for online marketers, for example, if you're a coach or a mentor, or you're selling a product or service, this is where coaching and mentoring and having a product that's built for longevity, specifically, let's stay focused on a digital product. That's when this becomes important, because in your online business, just like with coffee, people have been selling products and services for decades, for centuries. So that's never changed. But there's always a new method, new research that comes out that says, hey, more people are starting to respond to this type of advertising. More people are starting to, take action on this, that, and the third. That's when coaching and mentoring becomes so valuable, because I can teach you about something today that wasn't available to me 57 weeks ago when I started the Hustlers 10-minute a day challenge, right? So that's why it's important for you to stick and stay and be part of a community that continues to grow and continues to provide value. That's why people pay for coaching and mentoring ongoing, because things change, and with things changing, you want to stay up to date. So keep that in mind. That's very, very valuable. So with this information here, it kind of makes me think about how we have specific skills, we have foundational principles, we have things such as, this second line right here that says grab your mega link, which helps and provides you with the foundational skills in order to promote any product or service that you want. Now, I didn't have access to this over 10, 15 years ago when I was part of that particular coffee company. So I didn't have these particular skills. But imagine if I had those skills back then. I'd be able to promote that product a lot better. And, well, more than likely, I wouldn't be here with you guys today. But now that I have the foundational skills, an idea popped into my head that now might be the best time to possibly get back into the coffee business. See, that the mindset that I have now has allowed me to be able to look at things in such a different way that now I know how to look at coffee as not just being the number one or number two most consumed product in the world. That's how it was presented to me back in the day. That's what got me interested in the product. Just knowing that, yeah, I drink coffee, and I believe that, billions of people, they drink coffee, hot chocolate, and tea. So it just seemed like a no-brainer. Now, I didn't have the foundational skills as far as marketing goes to know how to use that information to make it profitable. But now all of the pieces of the puzzle has come together because I have the foundational skills that's being taught within this particular link right here. So it makes me think maybe I might want to get back into the coffee industry or apply these skills here to anything that makes logical sense. So with that, like I said, today I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I just wanted to give you, hopefully, a good light bulb moment, some inspiration, motivation, and a mindset shift that will allow you to look at things differently so that you can apply them differently in your life to get different and better results. So I'm going to get ready for a meeting that I have scheduled in about 22 minutes or so. And we're going to be talking about products and services in that particular meeting and how to promote those products and services moving forward and how to make that particular business even more profitable than it already is. So that's the name of the game. Get the information and then use the information in order to make the rest of your life the best of your life. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's live. A little bit short, but hopefully it's still more valuable than just about anything else that you would consume online today. So with that, once again, I look forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's live, where we'll continue on. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. See you in the next video.
up to silence. Dreams still heavy. Phone screen dry, but my vision stays steady. Mama said, baby, that job ain't your lane. But I clocked in anyway, chasing someone else's gain. That got me dancing with denial at night. Scrolling for hope, but it's hidden from sight. 10 minutes a day, sounded small at first, but in silence, even whispers can't quench a thirst. Notebook in hand, wrote my future in ink. Mapped out my mission before I started to sink. Every post was a prayer, every share had weight. I wasn't selling a link, I was shifting fate. I found my rhythm in the quietest place, where hustle meant healing and grind meant grace. From the corner of doubt, I carved my space. Legacy ain't loud, but it wins the race. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day turned into legacy. People laugh, said she doing too much. Till my PayPal pinged and they changed up the touch. No big brand, no six-figure crew, just a mic, some lyrics, and a dream that grew. Tired of waiting for the gatekeeper's call, so I built my own stage, held my own hall. Suno on deck, that's the beat in my chest. GPT spitting like I'm born to impress. Said I'd never make it, cool, noted. But now my bars turn pain into coated. From broken to branded, I ain't asked for fame, I asked for freedom and I claim my name now. Hustle berry on loop like healing chance, for the girls who grew up with limited chance. This is more than a challenge, it's breaking the chain. Cause 10 minutes a day rewired my brain. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day turned into legacy. Now my daughter sees me different, eyes full of fire. She said, Ma, your words lift me higher. This ain't a hustle, it's a heart-led path, where math meets message and message meets math. Community over clicks, value over hype. I ain't here to trend, I'm here to type blueprints for the ones still stuck in fear. Let them borrow my belief till their purpose clear. Haters still quiet, but I'm loud with grace. Posting in peace, not a mask on my face. Every bar I drop, every beat I write, I'm freeing the ones with the pain they hide. 10 minutes ain't much, but it changed my